Good morning guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we've got most of the interior parts all sorted out. So what I need to do now is focus on removing the fuel tank and removing the rear axle, so I can rebush the axle and clean underneath the fuel tank and all the shields on the side of the fuel tank, and check all the pipes and wiring. Also what I've got to do is fit a new ABS sensor wheel loom, which I think comes with both rear sensors. So what we need to do first, guys, is remove the fuel tank, which I'll show you what we need to do first. So first thing, guys, we need to remove this clamp here from bottom of the filler neck. So let's go ahead and do that. So there we are, there's the clamp off, guys. So what we're going to do now is move into the car and remove the covers for where the fuel pump and that is. So this is the covers what we need to remove. So there's 5 bolts there, and we need to remove these 4 as well here. So let's go ahead and get that done. So there's the covers off, guys. This one's for the sender, this one's for the pump. So obviously when we come to drop the tank down, we need to remove these 2 pipes here, disconnect the wiring for the fuel pump, and obviously disconnect the wiring for the sender as well. But in the meantime, we're just going to concentrate on the filler neck, on the filler neck. So let's go ahead and disconnect the pipes down near the filler neck. Okay guys, so these are the pipes I'm on about. So I think what we're going to need to do first is lower the fuel tank down before we can get to these, and then we can get to the clips to get them off, and then we can get the filler neck off. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the tank down. So here we are, guys. Here's the fuel tank down off the car. So as you can see, this shield on the back of the fuel tank's not very good, so I'll have to try and source another one of those. This one should clean up, and then we can put that one back on. Again, these are the brackets for holding the fuel tank up. Again, these should clean up, and we can get these back on as well. Other than that, the pipes on the fuel tank are actually quite good, to be honest with you. This one as well. So I'm going to pull the filler neck off, have a look at the filler neck. So these are aluminium, so we'll just have a look at these and make sure none of these are corroded through. So yeah, so let's just disconnect these pipes from the filler neck, guys. Okay, so here's the filler neck off. It doesn't actually look too bad, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do, guys, is clean this up, and then we'll give it a coat of satin black, maybe some under seal. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. First of all, guys, before we clean this filler neck up, we're going to remove these shields from the side of the tank. So on this one, you can see the 3 bolts there. What removes that, and then I've already got this one off. So that's the bolt what holds that one on. But as you can see, it's not looking very good, is this one, to be honest with you. So I think I'll be looking for another one of those. But yeah, let's get this other shield off, guys. Okay, that's the other shield off. So like I said, this one, we'll clean this one up, we'll reuse this. But yeah, so let's go ahead, get this cleaned up, get the filler neck cleaned up, clean the tank down, and then yeah, we'll have a look and see if we can find another heat shield. Okay guys, here's the filler neck. It's all been cleaned and painted. As you can see, all the dirt's been cleaned off it, and Yeah, painted 18 satin black, but I'm going to put some underseal on this as well, just to keep it corrosion free. So fuel tank, I've cleaned this down as well, as you can see, setting all the dust off, and yeah, just getting a good wipe over. So okay guys, so tank straps, I'm going to see if I can get hold of some decent second hand ones. If not, I will clean these up. So let's move on. So there we are guys, that's the filler neck all done. I've undersealed it with some stone chip, so that's all done, just got to demask it, and this panel I've treated with some rust treatment, so it's just a case of letting that do its job, and then I'll do the same with this. We'll paint this satin black and we'll put some underseal on this as well. So I've got the other side of this to do once this side's done. So what we're going to do this afternoon, we're going to drop this rear axle down so we can rebush it and clean it up. So let's go ahead, get the wheels off and go from there. So what we need to do guys first is disconnect these shock absorber tops. So we'll undo the stem there and we'll drop this side down. So next thing guys is we need to pull this handbrake cable out through the floor, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, there's the cable out on this side. Next thing to do guys is we need to release this cable from this bracket here. So again guys, what we need to do is undo this shocker top here on this side. Okay guys, as you can see, I've removed the bolts there for the bracket. I've done that on both sides. So next thing we need to do is remove this bolt here for the main bolt there, what goes up into the chassis, for both sides, and then hopefully the axle should be down. Okay guys, so there's the axle down on the floor. So we need to get the axle out now and then we can start rebushing it. Okay, good morning guys. So here's the axle out of the car. So what we're going to do first on this is we're going to remove these bushers here and replace them with some new ones. So that's that one and this one too. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay guys, first things to remove on these bushers is this bolt here. It's already been slackened off and knocked through, so let's get that done on both sides. Okay, so there's the tool on onto the bush. As you can see, this is a modified tool now. It's got a bleed nipple on, a grease nipple on there to grease the thread. So let's go ahead and get this off. Okay guys, as you can see, this is the bush being extracted out. So I thought these would be pretty easy to get out, to be honest with you, because these were replaced about 4 years ago. But as you can see there, you can see where the rubber started peeling away from the insert. Okay guys, there's the bush extracted from the arm, so let's go ahead and do the other side. There we go guys, that's that bush out as well. So that's both bushes out. So what we're going to do now, we're going to fit the new ones in. So let me just grab the new ones. Okay guys, so here's the bushers for the ends of the axle. So these are aftermarket ones and the Febby ones, Febby Bilstein, and the part number 30944. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these in. Just one thing to bear in mind guys before you fit these, they are orientated. As you can see, the hole has got like a chamfer on it. That chamfer actually goes to the top. So yeah, let's go ahead and get them in. Best thing to do with these guys before you fit them in is put plenty of grease on. It will help with the insertion of the bush into the arm. Okay guys, so this is the bush going into the axle. As you can see, just pulling it in nice and gentle. You can see where the pins are positioned, actually behind the bush rather than behind the bush here, rather than behind this part, because this is the part you're pushing in, not the metal part. There we go guys, nearly home with it. Far to go now. There we go guys, that's the bushing. So that's where the tool needs to be positioned to get the bushing. So let's go ahead and get the other side on. Okay, so there's the bushes in, so that's that one and that's that one. So we just need to get the bolts in now. Okay guys, so there's the bolts in that one and the bolt in that one. So what I'm going to do now guys is I need to take this anti-roll bar off and clean this anti-roll bar up. So let's go ahead and do that. So basically it's these two bolts here, and then there's two bolts here as well, one here, one here. So let's get that off. Okay guys, so here's the anti-roll bar all removed. So I had a broken bolt in this end, so I've had to drill out of the axle. So that's the anti-roll bar removed. Next thing we need to do guys is we need to remove this bush here, the end of the axle, and replace that. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so we've got a bolt down there on the end of the tube in here, which is an 18mm. What we need to do is slack that off before we get this this bush out. So I've done that. So let's now get this other bolt out here and get this bush off. Okay, as you can see guys, that's the bolt there what holds the bush on. So let's get this out. Okay guys, here's the new bush. Ended up going for Delphi because couldn't get all the original. Now this is the one for the passenger side, which is TD1259W. As you can see, comes with all the bolts as well, so which is good. So let's go ahead and get this on. So there we are guys, that's this one on the passenger side. So we need to put the other one on now, which is these two bolts here. And this is the one for the driver's side, which is TD1260W. Again, it's a Delphi one. So let's go ahead and get this one on. So here we are guys, here's the other one off. As you can see, that's absolutely shot, and the bolt's seized inside the bush. So let's go ahead and fit the new one on. Okay guys, that's the bushes in this side and in this side. So next thing I need to do is try and get this ABS sensor wiring off. As you can see, it's quite corroded, so we need to try and get this off without breaking the bolt, and same on the other side as well. Okay guys, so here's the ABS loom off. So what we need to do now, we need to disconnect these brake pipes and yeah, see if we can get these off. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so here's the brake pipes all removed. So I'm going to need to get some more braided flexibles for end where they go onto the calipers. and I need to somehow get this out of here without breaking it. And then obviously I've got the new Goodrich hoses what goes over the top of the axle. So next thing, guys, is we need to remove these spring seats here. So let's go ahead and get those off. Okay guys, so here's the spring seat removed on the driver's side. So what we're going to do now is remove this rear caliper, so that I can get the disc off. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here's the caliper off on the driver's side. So what we need to do now is take the rear disc off. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so there's the brake disc off on the driver's side. So next thing we need to do is we need to take the shoes off, so that we can get to the back plate. So there's the shoes off, guys. So next thing we need to do is remove this back plate, which don't look very good, to be fair. So let's go ahead and get this removed. Okay guys, so that's the brake shield off. So yeah, it's rather crusty, to be honest with you. So what we're going to do now is remove the handbrake cable on this side, and then we'll move on to the other side. Okay, there we go, that's the handbrake cable off. So let's move on to the other side, guys, and then we can get the axle all cleaned down. Okay guys, so here's the axle all stripped down. Obviously the new bushings I've already put in. So what we're going to do now is clean the axle, get rid of all the dirt and crud, and then what we're going to do, we're going to give it a coat of stone chip, just to make it look presentable. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned. Okay guys, here we are. Here's the axle all cleaned up. So what we're going to do now, we're going to paint these end pieces, what holds the calipers and the brake back plates. So we'll paint these first with some satin black, and then we'll go over them with some stone chip, and same on this side as well. As you can see, I've put rust treatment on them, which has turned it black, and that's how it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and get these painted. Okay guys, here we are. Here's the axle all painted. So as you can see, we've painted it with stone chip, and looks quite good, to be honest. So next thing we need to do is rebuild it. What we're going to do, guys, we're just going to rebuild this axle now. So what I've done is I've made some brake pipes up at work and cleaned the plastic union down there. So let's get these fitted. So first thing we're going to fit on is this plastic part here, which goes on here. So let's go ahead and get that on. So there we are, there's the bracket on. So what we need to do now, guys, is we need to fit this union on here. So basically this fastens onto this bracket here. So let's go ahead and get that on. Okay, so there we are, that's the union on. Next thing we need to do, guys, is fit this brake flexi on to here. So basically when you get the hose kits from Goodrich for the 850, there's one short one long one for the back. The long one goes on this bit here, and the short one goes on this bit here. So basically all this does is screws on here like this, onto this nipple, and then the other part that goes towards the car. So let's get that tightened up. Okay guys, so that's the one there tightened up, and basically what we do with this one is that just slots into the recess there, as you can see, and this one goes into there as well, like that. So then it's just a case of connecting the brake pipes up. So the first brake pipe we've got to connect up, guys, is this one here. So let's go ahead and get that one on. So there we are, guys, that's this one on. As you can see, these holes here are for clips. I've had to order some new ones because the old ones are all busted, so we'll just wait for those to come, and then we'll connect those up later. And next one, guys, what we need to put on is this one here. So let's go ahead and get that one on. Okay, there we are. So as you can see, this one goes down here, and there's a clip what clips onto there as well, into that hole. And then there'll be a clip what clips up here as well onto that. And then we also have a clip what goes round this, so that's only in temporary at the moment. So next one to put on, guys, is this one here, which goes down towards the hub. So there we are, guys, that's the brake pipe on. As you can see, it follows where the clips go. And this one on here as well, so just in case waiting for the clips. And then there's two little metal ones going here, like I previously said. So that's the brake pipes on at the present stage. So let's move on. Okay, next thing I need to do, guys, is I need to make a bracket for this to fasten onto where the flexi goes there. So what my plans are is to make a bracket from here, this bolt, over to this one. So what I'll be using is these brackets here. So what I'm going to do is bend this one to 90 degree and use that to hold the brake pipe on. Okay guys, so these are the brackets what I've made to hold the brake flexes. So let's go ahead and get a bit of paint on these. Okay, so there we are, that's the brackets painted. So what we'll do now, guys, we'll get these fastened onto the axle. Okay, so here's one of the brackets on, and this is the other one. As you can see, it's just waiting for a clip on this one. So there we go, that's that, guys. So what we need to do now, we need to fit the brackets on for the calipers. Okay guys, so here's the mounting brackets on for the calipers. So there we go, that's that side. And that's that side. Next thing we need to do, we need to fit this anti-roll bar on. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so here's the anti-roll bar fitted. So you can see there's the bolts that holds it in, these two here. And there's two bolts there as well. So that's them. And what I've done also in the meantime, guys, I've fitted the ABS wiring. As you can see, that's where it runs. So the new wiring on there, because the other one was short. So next thing we need to do, guys, we need to fit these back plates on. So let's go ahead and get these back plates on. So here we are, guys, these are the back plates on. So that's the near side. What you've got to bear in mind when you fit these is a gasket what goes between the back plate and the hub, but unfortunately the gaskets aren't available. So I've just used clear silicone, which will do exactly the same job. So that's that side, and then we've got this side as well. So I'm going to leave the shoes and the hubs off while I've got the axle on the car, because I need to connect the handbrake cable up. So so yeah guys, so that's that all sorted. So let's wait while we get on the car, and then we'll connect the shoes up. Before I fit the shoes onto the axle, guys, these springs need replacing. So what I've decided to do is fit the shoes on when the axle's on the car, so the shoes need refacing as well. So what we need to do now is fit the spring seats onto the car. Okay guys, next thing before we fit the axle is we need to fit these mounting plates. So these are brand new from Volvo, which I've painted in satin black, and we've coated them in some some anti-corrosion. So let's go ahead and get these on the car. So there we go guys, that's the spring mount on. So that's all done. Just put a bit of anti-corrosion on top of that as well. So next thing we need to do guys, we need to put the there's a heat shield what goes under here for the exhaust, so we need to fasten that on. So let's go ahead and get that on. Okay guys, so here's the heat shield. So it's all been freshly painted up, and then we've got 4 brand new nuts as well. So let's go ahead and get this on. Okay guys, so there's the heat shield all up with the new nuts as well. So next thing we need to do guys, there's a bracket what fits inside the heat shield here, what bolts up to the floor, so we need to fit that up as well. Okay, so this is the bracket guys, what we bolted up to the floor to hang the exhaust on. So as you can see, I've got the exhaust on temporary at the moment, so I can get the axle up. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the axle on. So here we are guys, here's the axle all up. So what we've got at the moment is I've just got it hanging on the shock absorbers. These are old shock absorbers. I will be replacing them with some new ones which I will show you later. But at the present time what I'm going to do is torque the mounting bolts up on the brackets, which I think the M14s are 105 Newton meters and the M12s are 65 Newton meters. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's all done. What we need to do now guys, we need to fit the handbrake cables on. So I've got some new handbrake cables, so I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so here's handbrake cables. So we've gone for Febi, which is Febi 2264. We've got 2 of those, so let's go ahead and get these on. Okay, here we are, is the handbrake cable on. So all we've got to do now guys on this handbrake cable is we need a P-clip on there, so I'm just waiting for some of those to come. We'll get those on. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is clean the shoes up and clean all the adjusters up as well. So here's the components off the shoes. So what we're going to do is go ahead and clean these. Okay, so here's the shoes all cleaned up. So let's go ahead and get these on. So here we are guys then, that's the handbrake shoes all on. Next thing we need to do is fit the rear hub on, rear disc. So let's have a look at this and see what needs doing with this. So here's the rear hub and disc. What we need to do with this guys, we just need to clean it up and clean the rust out of where the handbrake shoes go. So let's go ahead and do that and we can get it on the vehicle. Okay, so here we are, is the disc all cleaned up and on, all torqued up, hub nut all torqued up and handbrake adjusted up. So next thing we need to do guys, we need to fit the caliper on. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the calipers on guys. I've done the other side as well. So next thing to do is we need to fit the new suspension on. So first thing we need to do guys is fit this spring seat into here. So it's just a case of bolting it through the centre hole there with this bit, with this bolt, and yeah, so let's get that done. So now what we need to do guys, we need to fit this rubber seat onto the top of the spring, and then this goes inside. There we are, there's the rubber seat fitted in and the bump stop inside the spring. So next thing we need to do guys, we need to get this onto the car. Okay, so here's the springs on guys. So what we need to do now guys, we need to fit the shock absorbers on, and that'll hold these in place. So there we are guys, there's the shock absorbers all bolted on. So we will adjust those up when we get it down on the ground, see what the ride height's like. But what we're going to do now, guys, we need to get the fuel tank on. So sort these pipes out. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the tank straps what I've had powder coated. So what we're going to do, guys, is we'll get these tank straps loosely fastened on the vehicle, and then we can feed the tank in. Okay, so there's the fuel tank on with a new panel on the back there, and the freshly coated fuel tank straps, all suspension on. So only thing left to do, guys, is we need to put the covers back on inside the car where you get to the fuel pump and that. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we are, guys. These is the covers what needs to go on for the fuel tank. So let's go ahead and get these covers on. Okay, so here we are, is the covers on top of the fuel pump and the sender. All the wires connected back up. That's the final stage of renovating the back end of the car. So fuel tank all done, axle all redone, and fuel tank clean, new panels. So yeah, so thank you for watching, guys. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.